Beyond it all, we are here to raise good men and good women. It's not just about that little boy, that little girl. We're raising that boy to be a man. We're raising that girl to be a woman. Not just any woman, not just any man. We're raising them to be focused so when they graduate from high school or graduate from college, they can get the job they want. We're raising women to have high self-esteem and high self-confidence so they can go into careers that may have been dominated by men for years. And they say, hey, I'm good enough. I meet the requirements. That's what we're raising. That's what we're raising. Beyond it all, we're raising good men and good women. Not anything else. Beyond it all. So do what you have to do to find mentors, to find tutors. Even if you can't find documentaries, find books to read. And when it comes to women, I'm going to have to read this. You are the future mothers. You are the future CEOs, the first ladies, the business women. You are beautiful, and you don't need anyone to confirm that about you. You look great. You look great, but you need to know you look great. You are perfectly made, and you can't fix perfect. You have everything you need in you to develop into a great woman. Attach yourself to a dream. Attach yourself to a great example of a positive, successful woman who is goal-oriented, and transform yourself into the woman you need to become. Find great role models to learn from. Read about great women. Watch documentaries about great women. Sit down and talk with great women. Learn from great women. Do whatever you have to do to become the woman you need to become. Successful women are confident, goal-oriented, assertive, persuasive, persistent, and are able to communicate effectively. They display a high emotional intelligence and are independent and strong and complete by themselves. Yep. Set your mind on being the best woman you can be. Set your mind on being exceptional. That's you. You are worth it. And don't you let those other girls pull you down. Don't you chase after irresponsible boys. You can't get caught up in that mess. You have to know where you are going. You have to stay on track. You are first class, not second class. You are studying, you are intelligent, you are intelligent. The hardest thing you will face in life is not what others think about you, but what you think about yourself. You are your own woman. You are your own person. You are the truth. Walk in your greatness and become the great woman you are destined to be. Be that great woman. There are too many people trying to be average. Be that great woman. A woman of high standards knows that she is the prize. And success in marriage and that family is her goal. And because those are her goals, she has learned to say no to any act that does not bring her closer to her true value. The value of getting a good education is all around us. Let your education shine through in your behavior and dress, in the way you talk and present yourself, in your writing. Read and learn how to communicate well. A focused woman knows her interests. I'm getting close to the end. She has goals, she has a vision for her life, and she is clear about her direction. A successful woman knows her value and her worth. She makes choices that add to her value. She does not have time for girlfriends or male friends that subtract from her. You are a woman of value, you are a woman of worth. Demand it. You are worth it. You are the future mothers, you are the future doctors, you are the future. Step into your future. Step into your future. Thank you. I will not apologize for choosing to be educated. I will not apologize for choosing to spend the brother half in, for choosing to listen to my teachers, for choosing to learn, for choosing to read, for choosing to do more than you. We have to get that into their heads. We have to get to the point where they say, I'm not worried about you liking me anymore. I don't have to prove anything to you. I will be my own best friend if I have to. I will find my own way. I will find my own truth. What hinders most people from success is the lack of belief in their own abilities. Have to get in their head. I will not apologize for having goals that make me better and my future better. I will not apologize. Have to get in their head. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I believe in me. And then sometimes you get kids it comes back to values. We all know that our boys are facing some very big obstacles. We all know it. But let's take them into the future. Let's take them into the future. Let's say they're a man. And if that man has become a man, and he does not have the right stuff in him, he didn't learn what he needed to learn. He didn't study when he was supposed to study. He didn't learn how to speak well when he was in school. Now, he's 23, 33, 43, whatever three. He's old. And now he gets to the point where he's going to apply for these jobs, but he doesn't have the right stuff in him. And because he doesn't have the right stuff in him, he don't get the job. But let's take it a little bit further. The primary purpose of a man is to economically protect and provide for the family. If the man is not able to do that, he loses a sense of self. And if he's not able to do that, he'll go home and say to his wife, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do. He loses a sense of self. When he looks at his children and he says, I don't know how to provide, he loses a sense of self. It's important that our kids understand their purpose as people, understand their purpose in school. Every time I go into a school, whenever I talk to teenagers, middle school students, middle school or high school students, I always talk about purpose. I always look at the men directly, and I have them to stand up, and I say, your purpose in life is not to play video games. Your purpose in life is not to have fun. It's not to always do what you want to do. That's not your purpose in life. Your purpose in life is to protect and provide for your family. And you do that by learning today. You do that by finding mentors, by finding tutors, by building you up. You do that by attaching yourself to positive people. You do that. Matter of fact, let's think about it a little bit further. When the men rise, the family rises. When you rise, the family rises. And I always make sure, when I talk to boys, I make sure I go into a deep discussion on their purpose. If they understand their purpose, they can put down other stuff that they're doing. And they can focus on what they need to do. Going back to reading, a few years ago I read some stats, and it says the average high school kid reads 6 books a year on their own. 6 books a year. It's not that hard to read 6 books a year. And if you know the average high school kid or the average kid reads 6 books a year, how am I going to get my kid to read 10? How am I going to get them to read 20? How am I going to get them to read a book? How am I going to get them to read 2 books a week? You figure out how to get your kid to the top of where they can be. You got to figure that out. I need you to be reading more than that trial. I need you to be working on that background work. Matter of fact, I need you to get back on the internet. And I need you to go to websites like khanacademy.org or math.com. I need you to go to these websites. I need you to be teaching yourself those things you struggle with. I need you to be working on those. We talking about that kind of love that says, I don't care how mad you get at me, you're going to be educated. Powerful dreams require powerful action. Never stop believing in your child. Never allow your child to stop believing in themselves. Challenge them, encourage them. Make them do the extra work. If they come home without homework, show them the importance of value in their time. Give them some additional homework. Give them a book to read. Make sure they're learning. Make sure they're getting ahead. You want to make sure your child is able to compete in this very competitive world. We talk about the importance of exposing your child to as many careers as possible. Exposing them to as many positive, successful people as possible. And if you can't find those people, we're going to read books, we're going to watch documentaries, we're going to do whatever we have to do to make sure that child understands what it's like to be a successful man, a responsible woman, a focused man, a focused woman, a responsible mother, a responsible father, because one day that kid will be a little bit older, and we want them to be able to take care of us when we're older. Keep planting those seeds. Parents, go to the school, talk to the teacher, find out what your child is doing, understand their curriculum, understand their attendance, and make sure they stay on track. Matter of fact, if your child is excelling faster than everybody else, keep pushing them to excel. Keep pushing them. Keep pushing them to be great. Keep pushing them to be great.